ಪೌಸ್
ಈಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ
ಅಥವಾ ಹೀಗೆ ಪೌಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಬೇಡ ಪೌಸ್ ಬೇಡ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. So the next concept is what? The female reproductive part called as gynecium, and this is one of the important oral or essential oral along with the andrecium, because this gynecium directly take part in the process of reproduction. Now the basic functional unit of the gynecium is called as pistil. This having three basic parts: the upper either forked or variously shaped pollen receptor zone, that is commonly called as stigma, and the middle slender what a stalk-like structure called as style, and the lower swollen portion called as ovary, where actually we can observe ovule. These are the three basic parts of the pistil. Now, based on the number of copulary conditions, based on number of what? Pistil, or based on this ovary, we can identify monocarpellary condition, bicarpellary condition, or it may be tricarpellary, or it may be multicarpellary. So based on what? The number of what? Ovary. Based on number of carpels, we can identify monocarpellary, bicarpellary, tricarpellary, or multicarpellary. Now look here. So whenever there is a single carpel ovary, we can name that as what carpellary? Monocarpellary. For example, here the number of what carpels ovaries are 2. This is called as what? Bicarpellary. Whenever the number of carpels are more than 1, we should observe whether that carpels are fused or that are free. When the carpels are free like this, when the carpels are free, this is called as apocarpus. That means, look here, how many carpels we can observe here? Ovaries 2. Therefore, it is called as bicarpellary. What condition? Apocarpus condition. Got it? Now, when the number of carpels are 2 and it is fused, fused like this. This is called as what? Bicarpellary syncarpus. That means when the number of carpels are more than 1, we should identify whether that carpels are free or fused. Based on the number of carpels as well as its fusion or free carpels, we can identify bicarpellary syncarpus or bicarpellary apocarpus. When the number of carpels are 3, tricarpellary. When that are fused, syncarpus. When that are free, tricarpellary apocarpus. When number of carpels generally more than 2, that is 3, or more than 4, we can say that as multicarpellary. Look here. Here the carpels are more than 3. Therefore, we can say this as what? Multicarpellary. What carpus? Syncarpus. When that are free, multicarpellary apocarpus. Got it? Now, so inside this ovary, we can observe a a ovarian cavity. What is present inside the ovary? Ovarian cavity. This is called as locule. What is locule? Locule is nothing but ovarian cavity. Cavity inside the ovary is called as what? Ovarian cavity or called as locule. In this ovarian cavity, there is a tissue called as placenta. You already studied this in your first PUC. To the ovarian cavity, which tissue is distributed? Placental tissue. Placenta is present. So, in this placenta, we can observe ovule. Where the ovule is attached? To this placenta. The process of arrangement of ovules on the placental tissue of the ovary is called as placentation. You know, marginal placentation, axial placentation, or parietal, or it may be central, or it may be free central. Isn't it? Like that, various types of what? Placentation or ovule arrangement on the placenta of the ovarian tissue we can observe. Now, look here. This ovule, where it is present? Attached to the placental tissue of the ovary. This ovule is called as megasporangium. What is another name given to the ovule? Megasporangium. Where megasporangium is present? Which attached to the placental tissue of the ovary. Now, what is the structure of this megasporangium or called as what? Ovule. Now, the structure of the megasporangium or called as what? Ovule. Now, look here. Now, generally, the ovules is of different types. You studied that in your first PUC. Orthotropous ovule, anatropous ovule, hemiorthotropous ovule, amphitropous ovule, campylotropous ovules. ಅಲ್ವಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರ. ಆರ್ಥೋಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲು ಮತ್ತು ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್, ಅನಾಟ್ರೋಪಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಸಿ ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ. Now, the structure of megasporangium or ovule, this is most important question for 5 marks, pakka. Now, typical megasporangium is always anatropous. Typical ovule of the angiosperm is always anatropous. What is this anatropous? Inverted ovule. Why we say this is anatropous? Look here. Now, where the ovule or megasporangium is present? On the placental tissue of the ovarian cavity. Now, this megasporangium arises from the placental tissue of the ovary. From where it arises? Arises from the placental tissue of the ovary. Now, this ovule has got a stalk. The stalk of the ovule is called as the stalk of the ovule is called funicle. So this is called as what? Funicle. What is funicle? The stalk of the megasporangium or a ovule is called as funicle. Now, look here. Now, this is the what? Body of the ovule. The body of the ovule, this fused with this funicle. This whole body of the ovule is fused with what? Funicle. This portion is called as hilum. What is hilum? The body of the ovule. Body of the ovule fused with what? Funicle is called as hilum. Therefore, hilum represents the junction between what? The funicle as well as body of the ovule. Which is the junction between the body of the ovule and the funicle. That is called as hilum. Now, look here. So, this ovule has a nucellus. This encloses a nutritive tissue. The whole ovule is filled with what? A nutritive tissue, and this nutritive tissue of the ovule is called as nucellus. Not nucleus, nucellus. What is nucellus? The nutritive tissue of the ovule is called as nucellus. Now, so this nucellus is protected by two protective wall layers. This whole thing is called as what? This nucellus. This is protected by what now? The wall layers, protective wall layers called as integuments. What are integuments? Protective wall layers. Protective wall layers of the what? Nucellus. What is nucellus, I said? Nutritive tissue of the ovule, which represent the junction between body of the ovule and funicle, hilum. What is funicle? Stalk of the ovule. Any doubt? No. So that clearly indicates the nutritive tissue which is filled in the ovule is protected by two protective layers, that is called as integuments. Few members protected with one integument only, and few with two integuments, and few species without any integuments at all, that are called as atechmic in parasitic plants. We will discuss that in the multiple choice questions. Now, those which having a single integument, that are called as unitechmic ovules. What are unitechmic ovules? The ovules which having only one integument. But generally, majority of the angiosperms having how many integuments? Two. That is called as bitechmic. Generally, angiospermic ovules are bitechmic. That means that having how many protective layers? Two protective layers. Got my point? Now, these protective membranes of the what? Nucellus are generally called as integument, that present throughout the ovule except one region. Somewhere it is not distributed. Somewhere it is not present. Which one? Integument. Integument covers whole what? Nucellus. Somewhere it is absent. So in that absent region that leaves a small gap or a small or a minute opening, this is called as, this opening is called as micropyle. Micro means small, pyle means opening. What is micropyle? It is the site of the ovule where integuments are absent. It is a site of the ovule where what is absent? Integuments are absent. That region is called as micropyle. Now, the region which is quite opposite to this micropyle, imagine this is micropyle. So, the region which is quite opposite to micropyle where actually these integuments arises, this is called as chalaza. Always you should remember, chalaza means that is the region of the ovule where integuments arises, that is always opposite to the micropyle. So which are the two poles we got now? One is micropolar region, that is micropyle region, and chalaza region. How you can identify the micropolar region from the chalaza? Micropyle is the minute opening of the ovule where what is absent? Integument is absent. The region which is quite opposite to micropyle from where integuments arises is called as chalaza. So that means the ovules maintain a definite polarity. Now, look here. Inside this what? Nucellus. This whole thing, what I said? Nucellus. That is a nutritive tissue. Inside this nutritive tissue, there is a embryo sac, or called as female gametophyte. What is the another name given to the embryo sac? Female gametophyte. Female gametophyte is also called as embryo sac. Where the embryo sac is present now? In the nucellus. Got my point? Now, in this embryo sac, inside the embryo sac or a female gametophyte, we can observe 7 cell, 8 nucleate condition. How many cells we can observe? 7 cells and 8 nucleus. We will discuss that. What is the structure of female gametophyte of angiosperms, or that is called as female gametophyte? Any doubt regarding this?